Okay, so when you download RIA, in the options tab, there is an upload history section where you can send yourself this template right here. So if you scroll down here, you can hit the template. And what I like to do is I like to download this into Excel. So it's gonna open up a template form for me. That's ready to go. I'll enable editing. So this is all ready to start being copied and pasted on. So what you're gonna do next is you're gonna then go to your Poshmark page. Once you're in Poshmark, you're going to go to the right-hand side, click on this little icon right here, and you're gonna go to My Sales. In My Sales, under Order Activity, you can see here you have My Sales Report and My Inventory Report. You're going to want to download both of these reports right here. It's up to you as to what you want the date range to be. I'm just going to put this last full year. I'm going to click Email Report, and then I'm going to download this into an Excel file. Once you download the report, it'll automatically turn into an Excel file. And from this, we can copy and paste about 90% of the data that we need for our upload. So let's start doing that. All right, so it looks a little bit different. I just cleaned it up a little bit. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go column by column and pull the data that I need to put onto my template here. So as you can see, the column A is item number. I'm gonna leave that for now, but let's go to column B, and that is the brand. So what we'll do is we'll go to our sales activity. We'll go to column I, which is brand. And then I'm gonna go into my template, and I'm gonna right click, and remember, it's really important that we copy as values just to make sure that all the conditional formatting and everything formats as correctly as possible. The thing that I like to do, if you don't have item numbers, that's okay. I don't, but what I like to do is I actually like to number the data that I'm doing. This way, while I'm doing any sorts or changes, I'll always know this was the order that it originally came in. It'll make more sense once we kind of get into it, but for now, what you're gonna do is highlight 1, 2, 3, and then once the arrow turns into that black little plus sign, you're gonna pull down, and you're gonna pull all the way down into the end. And as you can see, the number just keeps counting up. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this, but that's how it is. So you can see here, everything is now numbered, so it's done correctly. So I'm just gonna hit the home button, so we're back at the beginning. So now let's go to column C, to our description. So you can see here, our description is actually our listing title. So again, so we'll hit shift and down, all the way down to the bottom. And I'm gonna hit control C, right click, and hit paste as values. Now you can see here, we are gonna have some red. Anything that's red is gonna kick back as an error. So this is where we have to add in data, or we need to make a change. So for example, this just Levi's item, there was like something funky that ported over from Poshmark, like some hidden, I don't know why, like, you know, just hidden characters. So you just have to go and make your edits and changes. But again, I'll show you a faster way on how to do that. Let's now go into our status. So when it comes to the Poshmark sales report, it's actually only going to show you items that have already been deposited, not items that are pending acceptance. So technically, yes, everything is in the status of sold, but it's actually been deposited. So that's all finished. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and hit copy, and I'm going to paste status all the way down for all of these items here. All right, so you can see here I added deposited, and you can see more stuff has highlighted. So I'm going to skip my cost alone for now, and we're just gonna move on to the next column. So the next column is your list price. So in your list price, we're gonna go all the way back to our screen, and we're gonna hit the list price. I usually like to put what I originally had it listed on, but you might not have that data. So your order price is just as good. So you're gonna, again, grab all of this data here, and you're gonna move it over to here to your list price, and you're gonna paste. And since this stuff's sold, you're gonna hit paste again, and it's gonna be the same price. Next is your platform fee. Let's skip that one for now, and let's go to purchase location. Now, purchase location, if you don't put anything and it's in yellow, it's gonna auto put something in there, and it's probably more than likely just gonna put unknown or blank. So I usually, if I don't know where I got this stuff from, most people won't. I usually will just put unknown. And I know that now moving forward, I'm always going to put a purchase location on there. Purchase location means like, where did you find the item? So let me copy and paste that information down now. Okay, so I added unknown. And now I'm going to go to my purchase date. Now, I don't know what my purchase date is. So as you can see here, there's a small formula in here. Our assumption is that it took you about maybe roughly around 14 days to list this item. So from purchase to listed. So what you're going to do is you want to go to your listed date. So let's go here and go back up to the beginning. And you can see here list date. So I'm going to grab all of that data here. Oopsies, there we go. And hit copy. And I'm going to right click and hit paste as values. So as you can see, it auto populated, meaning that it dated this back 2 weeks. So it's assuming if we don't have a date here, it's going to assume that I purchased this about 2 weeks ago. It sat in my death pile for 14 days, and that's when I listed it. All right, let's go on to the next item, which is platform. So we know that this is all from Poshmark. So all that's there. Now, date sold or date donated, we're just dealing with items that are sold here. So let's go back to our Poshmark report. And we're going to go back up to the top here, and you can see here that order date is actually the date that the item was sold. So we're going to pull all that information here, and we're going to hit, again, Control C, and we're going to right click and hit paste as values. So that's all that data right there. Let's ignore this date deposited date for now. And let's hit categories. So for categories, let's go back here. And here is where your category is. So we're going to grab all of this data right here. And we're going to right click and paste the values. So once we've copied all of the categories, you can see here we have our first cost, our platform fee, and our date deposited. Date deposited is in yellow because if we don't add anything here, it's just gonna, I don't know if you can read the comment right there, will default to sale date +8. So +8 days is left blank. So it's assuming that 8 days in the future from this date right here, it took for the item to ship and for the customer to accept the item so that the transaction is closed. Now let's move to our platform fee. Here's where we're gonna have a little bit of fun with some formulas. It's very easy, do not get nervous. All right, so you're gonna go back to your Poshmark sales report. You're gonna highlight column T, right click and hit insert. So we're inserting a new column. We're gonna call this fee. Let's highlight this in yellow. And here's where our quick and easy formula is gonna happen. You're gonna hit the equal sign. You're going to click on order price, then hit the subtraction button. So you're gonna minus your net earnings. They're gonna click on that so you can see here, this is what your formula is, and then I want you to hit enter. So it's saying that the person bought this item here for $27.78 and my net earnings was $22.22, which means that my fee that Poshmark took was $5.56. Now I'm going to copy and I'm going to highlight this entire page right here, or this entire column. so that I can get all of my fees for every single transaction that I have. So all I did was copy and paste, and you can see all of my fees are here in this column. So if we scroll down, so you can get an example of an item that had, let's say, an extra additional fee. So this was a shipping fee. So this item I sold for $30. I ended up giving a shipping discount. My net earnings for this was $22.20, so more than the standard 22%, which means that my fee in the end was $7.80. So all we're going to do is grab all this data, copy, paste it, and put it onto our spreadsheet. All right, so for the platform fee, we're just going to hit right click, special values, and there is my platform fee for everything. Okay, so as you can see, we basically got almost every single bit of data that we've needed from our Poshmark report, which is really great because maybe some of you don't have all of this data in one place, but now it's all neatly ready to go. The only thing that is not available, at least for me, for you it might be, is the cost. Now this is where you have to make a decision on whether or not you want to go through, and maybe you have this information on your own spreadsheet somewhere and you can copy and paste. Maybe you have things filtered or sorted though by a date or by a brand name. So this is why I like to have this numbered because you can then do some filtering. So if you hit, sorry, I did that kind of quick. If you hit cell 1, it'll highlight this entire row. If you go here to editing, sort and filter, if you hit this little filter button right here, you can actually go ahead and you can see everything that you have here. And then you can sort it however you want to see it so that you can maybe copy and paste all of your data a lot easier based on however you have your data sorted in your own spreadsheets. So this is just where you're going to have to do the work. But as you can see, that really didn't take that long to copy and paste all this information. Now, the last thing I want to show you are anything that is highlighted in red. So anything that's highlighted in red, so we know our cost is in red, but like these guys right here, these have special characters, and so they're going to actually kick back as errors when you are doing your upload. So what you're going to want to do is you're want to go through all of these guys right here, and you're going to have to actually just make some physical changes to this. But a way that I do it is I use this filter option again. And if I hit this little arrow down, I can actually filter by color. So I want to filter by cell color. So I can see here, this is everything that will kick back as an issue for me when it comes to my upload. As you can see, I have quite a bit, so you are going to have to go through this yourself. But it is pretty quick once you kind of start going through it. There are ways that you can make this go a little bit faster. Let me show you some tricks. So as you can see here, I have a lot of bread. And it's going to be kind of a lot for me to go in and clean up one at a time. So you can do this and clean up one at a time. Or what you can do is you can group things together and clean them up in sections. So what you do is you highlight the entire column and you go to find and select and go to replace. So the little space bar, as you can see here, I have quite a few of those. I'm going to find this and replace it with blank. So have it find one. Okay, and then hit replace. So you can see here it's going through and it can find these. Now you could either do that, but I like to hit replace all. And you can see here it did 349 replacements for me, which is great. So that's a lot less clicks for me. So I'll just hit OK. and then I'll go through and I will look for the next funky little thing. So you can see here, I see a lot of like this guy right here. So I will highlight the issue. And so I'll hit copy, paste. And I want to highlight that whole section again. I want it to find it. So it found it. And I want it to replace all. And it replaced 36. So you can do that and it'll actually go by a lot faster. So again, I can grab this, copy, replace it with nothing, hit the entire section, find next, and replace all. So 41 replacements. That way you can just go down, and as you're doing this, so you can see you can scroll down, there's so much less work for you to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the rest of these using that find and replace tool. Another quick tip is that if you hit the filter button again, and you can filter by color again, click on the red cell, and whoops, sorry, and you're going to want to hit it by color. And you can see here, that's all I have left. So I can definitely do that by hand. That's not a problem. But you can like keep filtering it down so that it's smaller and smaller for you to fix it. And it's not as overwhelming and as daunting. Sometimes every once in a while you might get one where you're like, I have no idea what's wrong. You're just gonna have to retype it. I tried to copy and paste it and it'll still show up as red. So I'm just gonna retype this so that it's no longer in red. And there we go. So that's all set. And I'm gonna now hit select all. Now I can see everything here. I would double check your brand. Sometimes brands might have something a little bit funky. So you can see here. So I'm gonna hit the red cell. Oh, and it's because I'm missing this. There was no brand for this piece. So I'm just gonna put no brand. Okay. And I'll hit select all, so everything is there. So you can see here, as we're sorting things, sometimes things can get jumbled up because it's just the nature of Excel. That's why I always like to have this as my fail-safe. So I'll always know that this is the order that everything is supposed to be in. So now I'll just go through, I know deposits are fine, list price, you can see, find anything, you'll see, it'll show you if there's no filter by color. That means that everything should be fine on here. Now, everything is all set. As you can see, that was pretty quick. And the last thing that you will just have to do is just do your costs. And I mean, to get 90% of your data in by just using a Poshmark sales report, I think that's pretty reasonable. So good luck. Hopefully this tutorial was really helpful for you.